Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to be finishing up Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. I attempted to do this yesterday, but the stream cut out 7 minutes into the finale, so I'm gonna try something a little different today. First, I'm gonna do something. I'm going to mute a bunch of servers. I'm gonna pull this up and mute it. And yeah, let's show off both endings of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. Here's my backup save. Try, for my sake, just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us. Two? The first. Make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible! He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. One second, I totally forgot to share my screen. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Like a turnabout, even. Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections at this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all just respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
Objection!
Let's go, Phoenix! I have already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance? Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
Objection!
That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try. One try. That is all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? The killer. Take that! I see. And now, tell the court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Here we go. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Thank you, Edgeworth. You're the best.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
All right. It looks like I managed to convince him.
Let's go!
Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that tape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene.
In the bear.
Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
We've already discussed this, Judge. Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Fuck if I know!
Why did Man on Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to see one get his. I guess. They wanted to witness the moment Juan Carita died. Your client was going to, I don't know. Was going to sit on their fluffy sofa, sip some coffee, and pretend they were at a film festival. That's... I don't think that sounds like a very tasteful hobby. Well, Your Honor?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have anything to say to this.
How about you, Miss Von Karma?
Well, I was just shot, so... I fucking love her.
I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue.
What?
No one understands what you are talking about anymore.
Wait, please, one more chance.
That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Matt on Guard, not guilty. Great.
Wahoo. Thanks, Gumshoe, I guess.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised.
I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. Well, great. Anyway, let's try that again, shall we? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. We've already read this, we don't need to see it again. Heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get it back. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Yes, so they could film you. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer? Well, Oh, oh, It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors above... You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. Classy. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Tisk, tisk. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya. I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Aw. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights.
Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Look at him sweat. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You finally received the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. This man is guilty as hell! Man on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore! No! She's guilty! Guilty! Wah, 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 wah. Poor guy. Not really, but like, dude, don't scratch up your face like that. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. Is suicide considered a crime in Japan? I forget. This is the first time... the first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial. All I felt was despair. Okay, Danganronpa-ass. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. We don't need to read this. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. That's very sweet, but did we really have to expose her suicide attempt for that? It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did up there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Yes. Is Maya... Are we gonna save Maya, or... Yeah. Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices, then. And your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. I honestly forget what I chose. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? Girls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
How? She punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier. Thanks.
Ow!
Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you!
Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense!
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith, sweating all the while. I don't sweat that much. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me, this man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago.
Baby Miles.
And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser! A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth. You are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over!
Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Huh. Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick!
Maya! Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Aw. Look at them. They're so cute. I'm gonna cry. They're so cute. Oh, Nick! I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
For a spirit medium? Maybe. Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Me with water. Alright! I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick, food! Grub, chow! I'm starved! I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at best. I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please!
I forgot my pearly voice. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick, food!
She's so real for this, honestly. Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. Didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. Telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him?
You did it again, city boy! I feel like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. But I ain't joking.
Why is Turnabout Sisters 2000 playing in the background? Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. Thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bully Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Honestly, you're so real for that.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, pal. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item. Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But boy, I tell ya, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? Ha ha ha. You think? Imagine being on the receiving end of the finger. Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Miss Igmaya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah! That's Miss Von Karma's receiver! Ugh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet! You've eaten way too much, you glutton. Look, she was kidnapped for 2 days and literally starved. You can't blame her for wanting to eat. I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Take that! What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Miss Igmaya?
Yes, Pearly?
I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly? Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me! Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh? Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? 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 Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh? 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 Huh?
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick? Why do I feel like screaming? Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? You don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you.
Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so. Justice for All's ending theme, one of my favorites. You really came through for me, Nick. I died that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
Good you feel that way.
Thank you, Tatsuro Iwamoto, for the amazing character designs. Except for Dr. Hottie. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case. I mean, that's sweet, but we are not romantically involved, Pearls. Thank you, you 2, for your amazing background graphics.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal.
Thanks for the character graphics. Hi, Maggie! I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
Aw, very sweet.
Very sweet. Thanks for the graphics assistance, you 2. I am not reading your dialogue, but I don't think I have enough time to go grab some water. I'll do that after this. He's talking about Franziska, obviously. Wonder where she is. Thank you, Tadaki Yamamoto, for your programming prowess. Hi, Max. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at most jokes. Speaking of castles made of cake... Nah, it's not worth it. Thank you for your programming assistance, you 2. I'm ready! I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears! I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. More curls represent! We've got a new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus! Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. Look at the poster in the background with Max on it. That's sweet. Thank you, Akemi Kimura, for the amazing sound effects, including the goodness awful beeping. What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric charger razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty, and any man who hasn't heard about this is going to feel the pain of my heel. Yes, they're going to feel the burn. And speaking of burn, playing with fire is very dangerous, and because of that, 3 of the warehouses where they store the scenery were burnt down, and they caused a huge stink that... Thank you, you 2. I don't know what for, but thank you. And thank you, you 2. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. Yes, become her lackey. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Atsushi aber producer. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Well... International Departure Gate. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the Tequila's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing! You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I am expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I'm going to go work on international cases for MI6 or whatever. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. Franziska. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path,
Then, this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I, I, I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Oh. Oh, Franziska. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Oh, Franziska. Oh, Maya. Thank you for joining me for the endings to Justice for All. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I hope to see you again soon for Trials and Tribulations.